Turn your camera on.
It is on.
It's a sovereign citizen situation, right?
I don't know what that word means.
Well,
yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but I'm just saying I'm operating under what the Constitution Supreme Court ruling is talking about. Well, Your Honor, when the officer pulled me over and he said that, I didn't say no words. I just told him.
Welcome back, folks. Today's courtroom moment felt less like Law and Order and more like a low-budget improv sketch. This guy walks in claiming he doesn't need a driver's license because he's not driving, he's traveling. Like swapping out a word somehow rewrites the law. Judge Perkins is basically sitting there like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." And to be fair, the judge even tries to help him out, offers him an attorney, gives him a chance. But no, he's convinced he's cracked the legal system using a meme he probably saw on Facebook at tua.m.so. Here's my question. How do people still fall for this sovereign citizen nonsense when it never works? Let's dive in.
I'm operating under the Constitution, and that's all else I said to him. And he just basically lied, said I was disgruntled, asked for backup and all that. And the video would show I would even whatever, I can't think of the word he said, but he was saying I need backup. I have a irate or whatever word he said, and that was not even true.
It's just what you're saying is just not the state of the law. I don't know any other way to say it.
We just going to continue with the case, and whatever comes about. If the paperwork I given wasn't irrelevant, that's it then. So what is the next step?
So either the next step is take a plea, which I'm sure you don't want to do, but I'll give you the offer, or take it to trial, and those are the next steps.
Well, I guess we're going to have to go to trial.
I'm going to set it for a jury trial too, so you can bring this in front of a jury of your peers and see, what they say. And I guess you don't want a lawyer, right?
The other cases that I had got dismissed for the same situation. So
say what?
The other cases I had for this was dismissed, and you told me to give you one name of one person, and I could have said it then and there. It was myself. I had court cases for the same thing, and it was dismissed on whatever circumstances happened. It was dismissed.
And what do you mean by that?
For the same driver.
Let's do this. Let's call it and put it all on the record. I have my court reporter back. Let's call it and put it on the record, all right? So, Mr. Lynch, let me ask you this. And this is just...
He's talking like traffic court is optional, like the DMV is some kind of suggestion box. What he doesn't get is that ignoring violations doesn't make them disappear. It just stacks them like a game of illegal Jenga destined to collapse. Representing yourself isn't brave when your legal strategy is pulled straight from conspiracy blogs and zero actual prep. At this point, it's not a defense, it's performance art. With consequences,
Just to understand, try to really get a grasp of your position. I understand you're why don't you, if you're not a sovereign citizen, usually sovereign citizens tell me, I don't want a lawyer. If you're not claiming the sovereign citizenship, why don't you get a lawyer to help you out with this?
I can't never find no attorney. The last attorney I got, they was telling me you should have just took a deal, you should have paid the ticket, and you really can't find nobody who's going to take your case. So basically, I'm in limbo, and basically all I have to say, not guilty with impunity.
Let's say this. I guess if you're not willing to,
so I'm not a national, so I can't say that. All I'm saying, I'm just a citizen, and all I'm going to say, not guilty with impunity.
This man really hit the courtroom with a not guilty like it was some kind of cheat code, like vibes and confidence were enough to override the law. What he doesn't get is, the court doesn't need a deep legal argument to shut down garbage. It just needs the garbage on record. And this guy, he brings it by the truckload. It's honestly impressive how confidently wrong you can be when no one's ever told you no with consequences. At this point, he's not mounting a defense, he's auditioning for a mistrial.
Well, how are you immune to this? Because I mean, let's just do this. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me how you're going to proceed with your case. You're fully in the right to proceed however you want to proceed. I'm going to just give you a jury trial, and you'll have to present what you need to present in front of a jury. Will you allow me to assign a lawyer to you just for the purposes of, helping you out with the courtroom procedure and stuff?
You can do that.
I don't find anything that he's filed that has any merit. So that's why I'm giving you a jury trial, because if you bring the same stuff in a trial, if it's the same as what you're giving me and the stuff that you're professing, based on what I see, you're gonna lose.
So
By me.
If the judge is saying the information is not valid and the people don't know nothing, so why would I put my hands in the hands of the people?
Because first of all, what I'm telling you is I'm trying to give you a fighting chance with these arguments that you're making. What I'm telling you is you're not going to have a fighting.
This guy talks like he skimmed one conspiracy blog and now thinks he is the Supreme Court. Every sentence he spits out sounds like it was Frankenstein together from Reddit threads and parking ticket comment sections. Now, Judge Perkins isn't giving him a jury trial because he earned it. This is legal chess. Skipping that step gives guys like him ammunition. Appeals, delays, even a shot at a mistrial. And that's exactly what these sovereign citizen types are banking on. Letting him rant isn't a courtesy, it's strategy. The judge is basically handing him a shovel and letting him dig his own due process grave, one bad argument at a time.
Chance with me. You're gonna lose unless you come with something substantially different than what you have. At least with the people, you said it yourself. They don't know the law, or they might not even know the law. So you may be able to get them to side with you just because they love Mr. Lynch and they want it. I don't know. But other than that,
no jury. I really don't know people do. I'm not even gonna do that. So if I found guilty, so I'm gonna have to sue every person that was a juror.
I don't know what you're gonna have to do. I don't know. Mr. Lynch, you're the one that's making these arguments up, and you're the one that has researched and done what you've done. You provided that stuff to me. So you're expected to know the law. You're expected to know the law. So whether you can sue jurors and whether you can sue whoever, that's going to be on you to know, and or if you don't know, that's going to be on you to find out.
Okay, so I have to get back with the law department about the videos and the dash cam of the police officers.
That I can Mr. Bowman, can you put your appearance on the record, please? Now, Mr. Lynch, now I can potentially help you if the stuff exists. Mr. Lynch is asking for body cam and whatever discovery that body cam, audio, video, whatever discovery that the people have in relates to his matter.
Your Honor, I understand that, and discovery would be provided if he files a valid request pursuant to the court rule for discovery.
So you
And-
said
and
I
you're-
haven't done that previously? I done sent it
Hold
to
on,
the
hold on,
law.
hold on, she not out, hold on.
Hold on, Mr.
So-
Lynch. Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, the court rule just says upon request. He's made his request today. I don't think that there's anything in the court rule that requires anything other than him making a request. Mr. Lynch has made his request for discovery, and I believe it's supposed to be provided to him.
Court rule provides for a written request,
I
and
Can you-
that has not happened.
All right, let's the discovery, rule 6 we're gonna know this discovery rule, and you gotta,
Forward and backwards.
yeah, you need to get this book, Mr. Lynch.
At this point, I'm not sure if this guy needs a law book or a full-on reality check, but either way, something's got to give. He walked into that courtroom with the energy of someone arguing with TSA. Loud, wrong, and way too confident for someone with zero understanding of how the legal system actually works. It's wild how people confuse confidence with competence, especially in court. Like, no, you don't get to dodge charges just because you renamed yourself a private traveler. That's not a defense. That's a delusion with a gas tank. Now, after the meltdown, things slowed down. We're talking scheduling, legal housekeeping, all the procedural stuff. So we'll wrap it here. But seriously, can you imagine this guy trying to explain maritime law to a jury? A room full of regular folks just trying to get through their civic duty while he's out there reciting Facebook legal theory like it's gospel. So tell me, do you think this guy is totally clueless? Or does he know he's wrong and just doesn't care? And do you want me to cover the jury trial when it happens? Because if it's even half as chaotic as this hearing, I'm grabbing the popcorn. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chaos, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I read all of them. I post new videos every day, and courtroom nonsense like this isn't slowing down anytime soon. Appreciate you for kicking it with me. I'll catch you in the next one.